So, Afterburner 3. Probably not the game you were expecting me to be reviewing, but here we are. I've already played the other Afterburner games, and this one is strange, because it isn't actually Afterburner 3. It's just a home conversion of an arcade game called Strike Fighter. That's right, this isn't an Afterburner game. This is just a game that Sega ported from the arcades and put Afterburner on to sell more copies. It only ever came out on the Sega CD, and from what I can tell, this is the black sheep of the franchise. Most people absolutely hate this game, or at least the handful of people who ever talk about it, so I figured I'd give it a try. And honestly, yeah, it's not bad. In fact, I think this is a pretty decent game. I don't really understand where all the hate comes from. So, let's talk about the game itself and start from the top. For starters, the opening cinematic is just great. Like, this thing is awesome. Watch.
The F-14 Tomcat, caged lightning with million-dollar missiles and a Vulcan 20mm cannon. You'll need every ounce of firepower this plane can offer for your current mission. Command Headquarters let you know this morning that the enemy is building airfields and bases all over the desert. They're protecting those bases with squadrons of their best interceptors. Your job is to take out those bases. If you have to knock down a few enemy planes, so much the better. Just you and your F-14. With a good pilot, it's holy terror. With you, it should be unstoppable.
I think the cinematic is great because it sets the tone immediately. You're sent out to blow up a bunch of enemy bases using missiles that cost $1 million each. And yes, in-game, you have an unlimited supply of them. Which raises a few questions. How much is this country spending on you? Why are you the only pilot doing anything, and is the rest of the military just incompetent? But we can ask questions later. For now, we've got targets to vaporize. So, the gameplay has two main viewpoints. There's first person, which is the default, and third person, which is optional. But even if you're playing in first person, the game will occasionally yank you into the third person to show you a missile or a fighter jet coming up behind you. Otherwise, the game stays locked to whatever view you picked. And gameplay-wise, it's very similar to the other Afterburner titles. You shoot, you fire missiles, you roll, you dodge, the usual. But here's something different. You can fly completely upside down, like full 130-degree rotation. You could just cruise inverted like it's no big deal. And as someone who's actually been in an airplane, yeah, this is a terrible idea. So, can fighter pilots actually fly upside down like this in real life? Short answer, yes, but not like this. In real life, jets can fly inverted. The limiting factor isn't the plane, it's the pilot. At low speeds, a pilot might manage for a couple of minutes upside down. But at high speeds, with high G-forces, you're looking at 10 to 20 seconds max. Why? Because even under normal G-forces, the blood will rush straight to your head. which already isn't good. But stack on top of that 4 to 5 Gs, your blood pressure will spike. The blood vessels in your eyes can actually burst under this pressure, and you risk a redout, which is the opposite of a blackout. None of that is good for your brain, by the way. So no, you cannot just cruise upside down at Mach Jesus like you can in this game. This pilot must be some kind of superhuman soldier, which would explain why he is the only person in this military competent enough to do this job. Because apparently he's a super soldier and everyone else just sucks. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious, but also kind of stupid. And there's not much more to say mechanically. You shoot enemies with your machine gun and you dodge incoming fire. But unlike other afterburner games, you actually have health now. In first person, you actually get a damage meter in the cockpit. But in third person, you don't. You just eyeball how beat up your plane looks. Bullets will chip away your health, but missiles instantly kill you. So don't get hit by the missiles. There's also stages where you blow up ground bases instead of air targets. But the gameplay is basically the same, just aim lower. And if the main game gets repetitive, there are 2 bonus modes. Time competition, which is blow up as many enemies as possible within a set time limit. Then hit competition, where you try to hit a certain number of enemies as quickly as possible. They're very similar to the main game, and don't add that much variety. So yeah, content-wise, this game doesn't have much. True story, I actually beat everything this game has to offer in about 30 minutes. That's why I only have exactly 30 minutes and 57 seconds of footage, because I played it once in first-person mode, till I died. Then I played it again in third person until I died. Then I played both competitive modes. Then I played it for a third time in first person mode just to grab extra footage. And in that time, on my third playthrough, I beat the game. So yes, I literally did pretty much everything the game has to offer in about 30 minutes. It's very light content-wise. So I will definitely count that as a strike against it compared to the other Afterburner titles. But honestly, that's really the only major complaint I have. It's not a great game. I'd call it closer to a decently mediocre one. But it's definitely not unplayable. And if there's one thing this game absolutely nails, it's the soundtrack. Oh boy, the soundtrack is stellar. Seriously, take a listen to it. It's really, really good. You know what? This music is actually good enough. I'm gonna keep it around so I can use it as background music in some of my videos. So yeah, that's honestly all I have to say about Afterburner 3. There isn't a whole lot to talk about, unfortunately. But I am glad I gave the game a try, at least for the experience. So that's all for today. If you played this game back when you were younger, please leave a comment down below. And if you're an Afterburner fan who understands why this game is so hated, please comment too, because I am very confused after actually playing it. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you want to support the studio even more, we actually make video games. Yes, this is a game studio. And we don't have a Patreon, but we do sell video games. The first game we made, Nova Rebellion, is already out on Steam and itch.io. And my studio has another game coming out soon called Myths and Monsters, which is releasing on July 4th. It's an RPG, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So, I'll end the video with a trailer for that game. Y'all have a nice day, guys. Hey everybody, Troy Schultz here, aka the Anti-Gamer Slayer. And the Centurion Dragon Studios has a new game coming out soon. So I figured I would show you the combat system, because you'll be spending a lot of time in it. Myths and Monsters has a lot going on, so let's jump right in. First things first, you do pick a class at the start of the game, and that choice affects so much about the combat system. Your stats, what weapons you'll use, the armor you can equip, you know, stuff like that. You got the warrior, who's for all the idiots out there who just wanna punch shit. Then of course, there's the Spellblade, which is a hybrid between a swordmaster and a sorcerer. They're not as tough as warriors, but they're way more flexible, and get access to cool magic. You also got rogues, rangers, and my personal favorite, the sorcerer. Now, the thing about sorcerers is they are easily the most powerful class in the entire game, but they don't start that way. Granted, max level sorcerers are casting supernovas and black holes like it's nobody's business, but the road to get there is pretty long and hard. They actually start out as the weakest class in the game. But if you're willing to put in the effort, sorcerers are overpowered as fuck. Now the combat is all turn-based, but there's many weapons to use and many different playstyles. And yeah, I can't reveal anything beyond that. Sorry guys. But hey, the game comes out July 4th, and I hope to see you guys on launch day. It'll be released for Windows PC on Steam and itch.io. Oh, and if you're a YouTuber, shoot me an email with a link to your channel if you want a free review copy near launch day. And yeah, that's all I got for this trailer. Peace, and stay safe out there, guys.